Hello everyone, Morgie right here today, and today we are going to be doing another tier list. I had a funny idea for a tier list recently. Pokemon, as usual, because after TTRPGs, Pokemon's probably my favorite thing in the world. So if I'm not playing Baldur's Gate 3, I'm playing a Pokemon game, generally, or a farming sim, but we haven't really gotten to any farming sim content yet. That might change in the future. But for now, Pokemon. So I had an idea of ranking all of the legendary mythical Pokemon by how good they would be as a pet. So imagine you are living in the Pokemon world and you happen to be lucky enough to catch a legendary or a mythical Pokemon, and you had a house and you wanted the Pokemon to live in your house and not be in their Pokeball all the time, because that's, although they espouse how lovely the Pokeballs are to live in, sometimes I think that maybe they probably would like to get some fresh air sometime, like to spend some time in the actual sun, explore your house, you get to spend time with them. So I was thinking that that might be a funny topic for a tier list, because not all Pokemon are going to be great to have as a pet. We have a cuddly or lap pet. This is a Pokemon that is easy to keep on your lap, give a hug, carry around, that kind of thing. Small enough that you can take it for car rides in your car. Your kids can pet it, you can pet it. You can dress them up in little outfits, that kind of thing. So cuddly, small dog, cat-like pet. Indoors pet. This is a pet that might not be small enough or cuddly enough to cuddle, but you can still have it inside your house and it would be comfortable, and you would be comfortable with it in your house. Then we have outdoors pet, which is a pet that might not be comfortable in your house, but maybe you can have it in your backyard and it would still be happy. It could have a little shed in the backyard and it could hang out there and it would be perfectly happy living in someone's backyard. The next option is if you have a ranch, maybe. These are for ones that are a little too big to keep in a conventional backyard. Think of like cow size, horse size, but isn't going to be a danger to anyone around it. The next option is should be left in the wild. Maybe this Pokemon should not be a pet. Maybe it's not meant to live in a neighborhood or even on a farm. It might not be the best for keeping in that situation. And then the last option is actually dangerous to life to be around. So these are options that probably shouldn't be near any kind of civilization, even in the wild. And there's definitely a few legendary mythical Pokemon that are going to fit into this category, probably. Maybe you shouldn't release it into any kind of area where people are likely to be hurt. So those are my options. I am going to add one more option that I just thought of, and this is going to be a little too human. Legendaries that maybe it'd be a little weird to keep as a pet. And I think we all know which ones I'm talking about here. It'd be a little awkward. So we're gonna get into it now. So we've got Magearna. And if I'm getting these names wrong or pronounce them wrong, I'm sorry. I might have to look some of them up because, I haven't played every single Pokemon game, but I am a big fan. Magearna. I would say Magearna is an indoors pet. I might look also at sizing just to make sure Magearna isn't actually huge. It's a bunny. It's a mechanical bunny. Okay, so Magearna is 3 feet tall. So Magearna, I would say, would be an indoors pet. It's a little too big to keep on your lap. It's also made out of metal, so it probably wouldn't be too cuddly to give it a hug, but it would be able to be in your house and be comfortable and probably just kind of float around and be kind of like a robot companion. So Magearna would be an indoors pet. Volcanion is 5 feet tall. Okay, it can vaporize water and absorbs instantly with extremely high temperatures. And it expels steam from its body, and it can blow away mountains. Okay, I was gonna say maybe if you had a ranch for that one for Volcanion, but that one sounds like it might be a little dangerous to have around. So it says it can blow away mountains. It doesn't say that it does, out of being mean. Can live for several centuries. That's not something that you want in your house. That's like a lifelong commitment, like having a tortoise, except longer. And it's said to live in mountains where humans do not tread. So I'm gonna say that Volcanion should be left in the wild and is actually very close to dangerous to life. So, yeah, not the best kind of pet. Not something that you want to release inside your house and just have hanging around. So, Xerneas. Xerneas is next. Xerneas is like a deer, but has really huge antlers. I don't know if those antlers are going to fit through a conventional, door. I don't know if those antlers are going to fit through a door. It's 9 feet tall. Oh, dear God. I did not know it was that big. I thought it was the size of a normal deer. That's bigger than a moose. I guess the horns have something to do with that. That's concerningly tall. Okay, so Xerneas, if you have a ranch, I would say if you have a ranch, Xerneas doesn't randomly kill people, does it? Represent life and new birth. It has the power to share eternal life. Oh, well, that's nice. Create vast forests and restore life to them. Oh, I'm kind of voting that maybe this should be just left in the wild because you don't want to take away something that's going to be bringing back forests to life, right? That seems bad to take away, you know, for just your farm or your ranch. So I'm going to vote that maybe we'll leave it alone. Let that life-giving Pokemon live in nature and keep nature going because God knows nature needs the help. Even in the Pokemon world, like, which is much better for environmentalism than we are. Oh god, Yveltal. Yveltal's like the death Pokemon, I think, so, and I think it's pretty big. Let's see. Yveltal. Represent destruction and death. Its power absorbs life energy by spreading its wings and tail feathers. According to legend, it does this to power up its own energy. It is feared by the ancient people of Kalos. Appears during conflict and drains the life energy of anything. So this one's dangerous to life. Yveltal is dangerous to life. So we're going to put that in the is actually dangerous to life category. Because even if you had that, what are you going to do with it as a pet? It seems like that would be something that maybe a crazy person would want as a pet. We're not starting out great with the Pokemon that can be good pets. So, this is, oh my gosh, what is his name? Zygarde. This is Zygarde. We got Zygarde, 50% form, is 16 feet tall. Okay. Okay. Oh, it's the guardian of the world, Pokemon world's ecosystem, firmly believing it has duty to protect it. Oh, well that's good. I thought for some reason Zygarde was bad. Or like, not bad, but bad like Yveltal bad. Okay. Okay, so it's like the balance Pokemon between Yveltal, life and death. Okay, okay. So in that case, I would say that, but he's 16 feet tall, so he should also be left in the wild. Let Zygarde do his own thing. Let Zygarde do his own thing. It's 16 feet tall. Even if you're on a ranch, it's gonna have a hard time fitting even into a barn. So let Zygarde be in the wild. It wants to protect the wild. Leave it alone. Celebi. Celebi is adorable. It's a fairy. It's a plant. It's grass psychic, but let's be honest, that thing's a fairy. I would say indoors pet because despite the fact that it is small enough to be a cuddly lap pet, I think it'd be a little strange for it to be one because it is slightly anthropomorphic, but not so anthropomorphic that it'd be weird to have as a Pokemon pet. So I would say indoors pet. It can fly around. Oh, maybe an outdoors pet, actually. It would be better as an outdoors pet because it can fly around your garden and keep your garden nice and healthy. Arceus, however you pronounce it. I never know because I've heard it pronounced both ways. Arceus. How big is this boy? How big is this horsey-like boy? He's 10 feet tall. He's 10 feet tall. Okay. Equine Pokemon. Okay. Well, this is Arceus. This is not Arceus's actual form. This is the god of all Pokemon. This form of Arceus is considered to be just a part of the god, like an avatar of the god. And is also can speak and is super intelligent and omnipotent and omnipresent. And I think you should leave God alone. Leave God in the wild. Don't make God your pet. Don't make God your pet. That's weird. Dialga. Oh, how big is Dialga? Dialga, how big are you? Are any of these going to be horse-sized? So I can say I had the ranch option for possible. 17 feet tall. And the origin form is 22 feet tall. Why is Pokemon so tall? I was thinking maybe Dialga might be horse-sized, but Dialga's huge. And has power over time. Like that part That would be kind of cool to have as a friend pet. Gotta be honest, you know? But maybe leave that in the wild. Maybe leave that in the wild. Oh, Giratina. Giratina. Not quite said, but is kind of implied to be Satan Pokemon. Does he actually do anything that would be, like, terrible to everyone around them? This is whether it's gonna go and leave in the wild or is dangerous to life. I love Giratina. It's my favorite of those three. Oh, it says Giratina eventually changed its ways and began protecting the universe. So that's cool. Highly aggressive and territorial. Well, highly aggressive and territorial, though. There's lots of animals in the world that are like that. So let's just say leave it in the wild. It's also quite big. Again, it'd be big even for a ranch. It's 14 feet tall. God, these guys are big. Okay. This is very funny so far. Palkia. Oh, we have the other one. Okay. Palkia, how big are you? You're on 2 feet. You seem tall. Oh, you're actually the shortest of the three. 13 feet. Origin form is 20, but we won't worry about that. Palkia is a straight up bipedal dinosaur-y looking thing. Can alter space, travel to faraway places. Ooh. Rending its targets around with the space around it. Well, that sounds like something you should probably leave alone in the wild. Okay, we got through those guys. Extremely powerful and very big. Let's leave them alone. Let's leave them in the wild. Deoxys. I'm gonna put Deoxys in the little too human category. I know it's an alien, but it's got 2 arms and 2 legs most of the time. And it's about the height of a human. And that's a little too close for me to be calling it a pet of any kind. Yeah, it's 5'7". It's the same height as me. I'm not gonna call that a pet. So a little too human for me. Diancie's cute. Diancie and Magearna, they can hang out in your house together. I'm just gonna make sure Diancie isn't actually huge. Again, not super cuddly. It would be a little pointy. Oh, it's 2 feet tall. Cute. Cute. 2 feet tall and adorable and can float around and hang out in your house with you. And, you know, you guys could live in the same house together and it would be comfortable. Again, not maybe the most cuddly, huggy pet in the world. Made out of rocks and crystals, but it could work, Latios and Latias. Latias. Not Latias. Latias. These guys, they're like jet planes. They're based on jet planes. They're 4'7", and then Latios is probably about the same size. Oh, they're a whole foot bigger. Okay, so pretty big. Definitely gonna need at least a ranch for them. Maybe if your ranch has an airstrip attached, or you have a big enough area of land where you can put one of those on. That's where Latias and Latios can land and take off from and have a good time. I think they're small enough that they could live in a barn on a ranch and be comfortable. So let's go with that. Let's go with that. Okay, Eternatus. Eternatus is really big. I know this, and also doesn't really like anybody. Eternatus. But how bad is this? Is this in the wild or dangerous to life? Eternatus is 65 feet big, and when it's in its Eternamax form, it's 320 feet. It's extraterrestrial. What does it do? It absorbs energy in massive amounts. It causes all Pokemon around it to Dynamax and go berserk. I'm gonna vote that is dangerous to life. So maybe not only don't take it out of the wild, maybe give it an extremely wide berth in the wild. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Don't mess with it. An Amorous. They are half of their upper body is human, despite the fact they have an extremely long neck with a snake around it. Their top body is almost entirely human. Too human to be called a pet, I think. Same for these boys. Their entire upper half is human. So I'm gonna vote I wouldn't want them as a pet. We have Genesect. Genesect is a robot, but is he a robot you can have in your house, or is he a robot that wants to kill everybody? That's what we're looking for. Okay, it's got a cannon, but it doesn't have to use the cannon. It doesn't really have anything about its personality here. What's its personality? What's it like? I think Genesect wouldn't be the best pet to have, because again, not very cuddly, but I think it could live on a ranch. Wait, how big? I didn't look up how big he was. Genesect, how big are you? We're like 18 feet tall? No, he's 4'11". He's quite short, actually. Okay, so I think Genesect could live on a farm or a ranch and could just live and be cool. Be cool. Doesn't have to use the big can on his back. I think it would be fine. Okay, we gotta get moving. We gotta let Meltan. He's so little. He could be a cuddly lap pet. He'd be a little hard to cuddle, but he's very tiny, and I like to think that the metal on its bottom half is like, you know, cut like soft. Maybe soft. Anything made of metal that Meltan absorbs will melt. Did they ever show anybody hugging this thing? You could do it with precautions. Just don't wear anything metal. It doesn't say it does anything to people. Oh, it's exposed bodies based on gallium. Is gallium bad for you? Because I know mercury is similar and it's bad for you, but is gallium dangerous? Gallium is not toxic. Okay. So there you go. It could be a little, it would feel weird to cuddle it, but I think you could cuddle it. You know, just don't wear anything metal while you're cuddling it. Melmetal, on the other hand, is a big boy. 8 feet tall. But I think he could live on a ranch. I think Melmetal could live on a ranch. Yeah. It's not like he's dangerous to anyone around him. He's just big. But he can also make himself small. He could squish himself into a smaller form to make itself more comfortable. Okay, Tapu Bulu, I think. Tapu Bulu? The Tapus. I never know how big the Tapus are. I can't ever remember if they're big or small. 6 feet. Pretty decently sized. It kind of resembles a cow. Command vegetation, grow and shape it to its will. And it's considered a lazy Pokemon. That sounds like a ranch Pokemon. You could have it like help your farm or your ranch grow food for your other Pokemon. Sure. Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini is obviously something that lives in the ocean. So unless you had a big enough area on your ranch, you could have some water. Manipulate water and gains energy from ocean currents. So I think Tapu Fini is one you should leave in the wild, because even if you have a ranch, you're not going to have ocean in the ranch. So I think Tapu Fini would be most comfortable in the wild. Tapu Koko. This one's electric. Come to play or battle with people that interest it. Store electricity, enclosing itself in shell. Thunderclouds, has an explosive temper. Malevolent deity, should it get provoked? Yeah, I would say Tapu Koko could be a ranch Pokemon, but you know, keep it in a good mood. You don't want it to summon a thunderstorm and destroy your ranch/farm. Tapu Lele. What is Tapu Lele? Is pure fairy? Oh, psychic fairy. It scatters glowing scales, which stimulate and heal their bodies, but they are also dangerous if there's too much at once. I would say leave that one in the wild, because keeping it in an enclosed space, if it's scattering those scales around, might be a little bit dangerous for people and other creatures. Heatran. How hot does Heatran get? Is he Magmortar hot? Like he's the surface of the sun hot? He is lava. He's 5'7". Planet's boiling core. Yeah. Oh, good. Without the power of this, a magma stone is capable of both controlling and sealing Heatran within its lair. Without the power of the stone, it would rampage and cause the volcanic crater where it dwells to erupt. That sounds like something you don't want anywhere near people. So let's say actually dangerous to life. Not only keep it in the wild, keep it away and alone in the wild. Zacian and Zamazenta. They'd probably be ranch Pokemon. Zacian. I don't think they're super big. 9 foot tall. Why are these things so big? Why are these things so big? Like, is it nose to tail length, or is it height from the ground? That is not his height to the ground, but these things are, big. Okay, and how's big Zamazenta? I'll put them together, because I know they're similar sizing. Zamazenta is also 9 foot tall. God, these guys are big. But even then, I don't think they're, like, violent to people. They're actually protective of people. Like, Zamazenta's literally a shield Pokemon. So I would say ranch, maybe. But you need a big barn. You need a big barn for all these guys. Hoopa. Hoopa's not very big, but he also seems like he'd kind of mess with you a lot. Seems like he'd mess around with you a lot, and maybe it wouldn't be great to have. And also, he turns big. He's only a foot tall in his normal, but he's 21 feet tall in his unbound form. That's not great. Hoopa is very fond of foods, especially donuts. Well, that girl does have a Hoopa in ZA. ZA? cause mischief and take anything it wants for itself. It lives inside a desert oasis. I'm gonna say because of the fact that he's kind of messes with people and things, and he would create a lot of chaos, and also he can turn into a 20-foot tall thing randomly. I'm gonna say leave him in the wild. Let him be. Let him live in his desert oasis just doing his own thing. Oh, Jirachi! Jirachi's so cute. Jirachi's so cute. Okay. How big is Jirachi? I don't think he's very big, and boy is he cute. He's only 1 foot tall, he's so little. And he gives you wishes. And it sleeps for most of its life. Oh my goodness, that sounds like the perfect cuddly lap pet Pokemon. Yeah. You can cuddle him when he's sleeping. Yeah. Okay, Cubfu. Cubfu looks like a teddy bear, but also likes to fight. So let's look him up. He's very small and he's bear-like. He looks very cuddly. He's only 2 feet tall. Okay, so Cubfu, I would say he could be an indoor pet Pokemon pet, but he wouldn't be very cuddly. And you'd have to convince him to live indoors, or he might want to live outdoors and do his training. You know what? Let's change it to outdoors. He would want to stay outdoors and do their training. They'd want to stay outdoors and do their training. Urshifu is, he's got 2 arms, 2 legs. He's human-sized. It would be weird calling him a pet. Yeah, he's 6 feet. He's wearing clothes. Yeah, I'm not gonna call him a pet. Okay, and then we got Azelf, Mesprit, and Uxie. These guys, I think, they all live at lakes. It sleeps in the lake to preserve the balance of the world. Well, if it's preserving the balance, those guys should probably be left in the wild, right? Like the 3 of them. Like, they're small enough they could be pets, but I think if they're preserving the balance of the world, maybe leave them in there. Maybe leave them in the bottom of the lakes to continue to do that. Entei is like a horse size. He's a horse-sized dog thing. Lion thing. Yeah, Entei's 6 feet. God, there's so many that are just straight up 6 feet. It races across grasslands at high speeds because it's unable to contain its extreme power. And whenever an Entei roars, a volcano erupts somewhere in the world. Yeah, leave that thing in the wild. Raikou, probably the same. Suicune, I know, purifies lakes and stuff, so probably should be left to do the same. These guys, I haven't played this game yet. Or this DLC yet, or whatever. Any of the Paradox Pokemon probably aren't the best to have as pets. Because they're a little wild. They're from the past. And the other ones are from the future and they're robots. Gouging Fire is the first one. That sounds dangerous. One video shows it rampaging and spouting pillars of flame. Summon Magna Eruption simply by roaring. Again, probably should leave these guys in the wild. Gonna just say that that's a general thing. They aren't the best to have around. The Articunos, the Moltres especially. Yeah, this is happening a lot, but a lot of these legendaries are, you know, forces of nature, and they probably shouldn't be kept somewhere. How cold is Regice? Can you have Regice? Can Regice, like, cool down your beer, or is Regice going to kill you by being around from the cold? It's 5'11", quite tall. Anything near will become frozen solid. Okay, not a pet Pokemon. Not a pet Pokemon. Regidrago and Regieleki. I don't know that much about these guys yet. Now, it doesn't say Regidrago is gonna hurt you by just being nearby. He's just chilling, I think. Like, he can fight you with powerful dragon power, but otherwise he seems just chill. He just wants to wander around. Regieleki, are you going to kill me just by having me nearby? Is that a thing? The blue rings are insulated and cannot conduct electricity, or theorized to be put there by ancient people who were tormented by it in order to restrain its powers. If the rings on his body were to be removed, Regieleki would be able to unleash its latent powers, absorbs electrons to stay alive, and have the greatest power of any electric-type Pokemon. Well, it has container things on it. The blue things, it's stopping it from hurting, but I don't think you're going to, like, ride it or cuddle it anytime soon. Let's put it with Regice. No, Regigigas, these last guys, they aren't, like, causing a area of effect that's going to kill you. So let's see Regigigas, because Regigigas is just really big. But isn't he just, like, chilling? Like, he literally just moves around, right? And he, like, helps the world. He's skilled craftsman. He made the golems. Well, when Regigigas is disturbed from its slumber, it goes on a rampage and shoots powerful beams of energy. However, it becomes calm and gentler if befriended. Okay. So as long as it's your friend, it could live on your ranch, I think. I think it could just chill on your ranch. And if any of the other Reggies come around, it can stop them from attacking you. So that's cool. Reggie Rock. I wanted to call him Reggie Stone for a second. I'm like, that's not his name. When it gets damaged in battle, it will search for new rocks to repair itself. Yeah, he's just chilling. He's just a big rock. He's not gonna hurt you if he lives on your ranch. He's just gonna rock around. He's gonna rock around. Reggie Steel. I don't know that much about Reggie Steel. Is he just a steel-like thing? Is he like a steel robot? Or is he gonna kill you by going near you or something? Tempered by pressure underground over 10,000 years, body cannot be scratched. It is unknown whether it can eat. It doesn't have to eat to live on my ranch. There you go, Reggie Steel. You're just chilling. You can live on the ranch, Reggie Steel. Yeah, so these ones, Reggie Ice and Reggie Lecky, probably are a little too dangerous to be nearby. But Reggie Gigas, Reggie Rock, Reggie Drago, and Reggie Steel, they're just chilling. They're just doing their own thing. Now, Cosmog, I know can be a little cuddly lap Pokemon because he is one in the game. Cosmoem. Cosmoem is very heavy, I think. Cosmoem weighs 2,204 pounds. He's definitely not going to be a lap pet, and he's unable to move. Yeah, he's definitely not going to be a lap pet, and he just sleeps. But he could live in your house. He'd be like a pet rock. He'd be like a pet rock. It's fine. Solgaleo and Lunala. I have a feeling they're not going to be super cuddly. Solgaleo and Lunala. Makes nighttime look like midday. Solar energy. You can create ultra wormholes to travel to and from ultra space. I think it's similar to that one. So I don't think you really want that anywhere. You don't want to be trying to sleep and your Pokemon is making the sun come out all the time and vice versa. So I think we should leave them in the wild. Ooh, Necrozma. Ooh, Necrozma. I think Necrozma is going to be one of those dangerous to everything around it ones. It displays extremely violent behavior due to the constant maddening pain it suffers in its incomplete state. It absorbs light from other beings and places to stay active. I think, yeah, that doesn't sound good. I think you should probably keep it away from most people. Oh, I put these guys, I didn't mean to put these guys in dangerous to life. They can go in, should be left in the wild. They're literally in the wild, just chilling most of the time. These guys I know are kind of jerks, but I don't know what they're known to do. So, okay, Monkey Dory, Pheasantipity, and Okie Dokie. He seems like he's just kind of a jerk and that he's being controlled. Peturunt, but if you don't have Peturunt around, should be fine, right? Pheasantipity, 4-foot, Monkey Dory. Yeah, I think they'd be fine. They're pretty big. You'd probably want them to be on a ranch, but as long as Peturunt was around, they're probably fine, right? Cresselia. 4'11", not super big. Floats. You definitely want to keep this one outside because it likes to soar through the night sky. You can get rid of the bad dreams of Darkrai. Yeah, I'd say Cresselia could live on a ranch. Darkrai, I don't think you should let it live in the wild away from you. It's gonna cause you bad dreams, seemingly unintentionally. Unless, wait, isn't the Darkrai like cool in a movie? I can't remember. Well, its main ability is to lull people to sleep, make them experience horrible nightmares, but does it have to? Oh, it's not intentionally malicious. Okay, so he seems fine. He can live on the ranch too, and then actually Cresselia being around would stop him from causing the nightmares, so there you go. We have Marshadow. Marshadow. It's humanoid, but it's like a little kid. Little guy. It's cautious. I think it would be fine. It might even be okay to be an indoor pet. Indoors Pokemon pet. It seems like it might be a little too, like, standoffish to cuddle, but it would be cool. Melietta, you're not dangerous. She's a little too human. She looks like Hatsune Miku. I would definitely have one on my team, but I wouldn't want to call it a pet. It wouldn't be my pet. Mew is very cute. I'd say it'd be an outdoors pet just so it would have room to fly around and Celebi can hang out together. It would be fine. Mewtwo is a little too tall and a little too human-shaped, even though I know it's a cat, it has a tail. It would be weird to call it a pet because it is so human-sized. Ogerpon, I would definitely have Ogerpon as an outdoor pet, and it's not super big. Yeah, it's only 3'11". It's very cute. Playful, mischief-loving side. It's full of curiosity of the lives of Pokemon, other people, and other Pokemon. So I'd have it as an outdoor pet so it could go, like, keep an eye on things. Rhydon. and Miraidon, they literally can turn into motorcycles, so you could ride them around on a ranch, no problem. And obviously don't hurt you just by existing because you do it in the game. So Pecharunt seems like it would be bad. I think Pecharunt is probably bad news because it controls people. But let's double check. Stores poison in its peach-shaped shell and use it to create toxic chains and roll up poisonous binding mochi. It poisons its enemy in the process and empowers other Pokemon. Yeah, you become chained to his will. I think you should probably leave Pecharunt alone in the wild. I don't think it's dangerous to life, but something that's mind-controlling people probably isn't great to have around. Calyrex. He's not very big, but said to have ruled all of Galar in ancient times as a king. A merciful king, very intelligent, speaks the human language via telepathy. It's making me also think that maybe it wouldn't be good as a pet because any of them can speak too much. It's like, you're like an equal, you're not a pet. Yeah, so I'm gonna put Calyrex as a little too human, not in looks-wise, but intelligence-wise. I guess that applies to Mewtwo too. Oh, well, we have literal horses. They can go on the ranch. And Calyrex can ride them, so obviously they're fine. Let me double check. Glastrier and Spectrier. Okay. We'll just make sure the Glastrier doesn't like kill you by being near it from being so cold or something. It's an aggressive Pokemon that takes anything it wants, though. Streaming cold air and emits it from its nose and hooves. Actually, Glastrier might be better as not in a ranch. It seems like it's kind of doesn't really like people and wants to challenge them to fight all the time, which might not be great for my peaceful ranch that I want them to live on. But let's try Spectrier. Desires isolation, silence, and it's active at night. But if you had them, you would have caught them, so maybe they would respect you. It's hard to say, but I like the idea of them being on ranch just because they're horses. They're horse Pokemon. Yeah, so I would think that you could, if you had caught them, then they could hang out on your ranch and not be dangerous. Because, like, a lot of Pokemon would be dangerous if you hadn't caught them. Type Null and Silvally. They're horse-like. Like, it doesn't say, like, being near it kills you or anything like that. So I would say Type Null and them could live on a ranch. You'd want a lot of room for them to run around. Because they're vaguely horse-like. Pretty sure Silvally's about the same. Just double-checking it won't, like, kill you by being near it or anything. 7 feet tall. God, Pokemon are big. They're not big in the games, but they're big. Their actual heights are huge. Very loyal. Yeah, I think it would be okay on a ranch. It can hang out with the other horses. I like how I'm calling Type Null and Silvally horse-like, even though they're just four-legged with a vaguely horse shape. Like, they have no horse-like appendages. If anything, their faces are kind of cat-like. But anyway, doesn't matter. Let's see. So, Manaphy and Fion. You'd want to have like a water source in your backyard, like a pond. But I think they would be cool. I just gotta make sure they don't have to live in like the deep ocean or they'll die or something. But for now, I'm putting them outside pets. Manaphy, the Sea Guardians. Oh, it bonds with humans and Pokemon. That's cute. And then Fion. I would say that it would be able to be an outside Pokemon with Celebi and Mew and Ogerpon. This is like a friend group. This one. That's like a friend group. Oh, and this guy definitely could be an outside pet or an indoors pet or a cuddly lap pet. We'll put cuddly lap because Shaman is so cute. Look at Shaman. Little hedgehog. And then it's not like if it's a cuddly lap pet, it can't go outside, but it's just that would be its main thing would be being cuddled and stuff. It's so tiny. It only turns into 1 foot when it becomes in sky form. So obviously sky form would spend more time outside, but little hedgehog Shaman would be adorable. Okay, we're getting back to the ones that you probably shouldn't take out of the world. Groudon, too big. Groudon is too big for a ranch or a farm. Same with Kyogre. You need an ocean for Kyogre. Rayquaza definitely should be left in the wild, and I think also is huge and would kill you. Oh, it has a strong and endless desire to do heroic deeds for the Pokemon world. That's cool. It resides in the ozone layer. Yeah, I wouldn't want to like, hey Rayquaza, can you live on my farm or my ranch? I know you like to live in the ozone layer, but can you live here? No, leave it in the wild. Let it be in the ozone layer. Okay, now we have a couple more equine, bovine looking guys. So we'll see how they are. We're definitely getting away from the smaller lap pets though. Oh, Terapicos is pretty... Okay, we'll get there. Swords of Justice, that's what they're called. I couldn't remember. Cobalion. How big is Cobalion? 6'11". God, the Pokemon measuring loves things to be 6 feet tall. Heart of Steel. Yeah, I would say Terrakion, like none of them are like dangerous to be around. They protect humans, or challenge humans and protect Pokemon from humanity's expansion. But otherwise, oh, they distrust humans though. But I think otherwise, like if you made friends with them by capturing them, they'd probably be cool. Keldeo is the little, and literally they are like horse, deer, bull things. So I think they would be fine on a ranch. The robot versions of them though, are they... the future robot versions of them though, are they cool? I don't know. Iron Crown is one. Oh, there was supposedly an incident which destroyed everything with its environment using particle blades. That's not good. You don't want to have that around. Iron Boulder, that's the Terrakion one. Plow through any obstacle in its path. Rend its opponents. The problem with robot Pokemon is you never know when they're just gonna attack you because something went wrong. It might not be worth the chance. I'd say not dangerous to life necessarily, but maybe just keep them not near you, just in case. Kyurem is very cold. Kyurem, Reshiram, and Zekrom. Let's look at Kyurem first, because he's the ice one. Hostile towards Pokemon humans, and it devoured them if they were found outside of Lacanosa town. Emits extremely cold air and generates powerful freezing energy, and its body becomes frozen when the energy leaks out. That sounds like something maybe you shouldn't have around you. Could be dangerous to life, but we'll keep it there. Let's see what Reshiram's about. Also, Kyurem's really big, so probably keep it in the wild. Like, N gets close to Reshiram and it's fine, and Zekrom. When Reshiram's tail flares, it sends flames in the air which burn surroundings and are hot enough to scorch the world. Changes the global weather. Yeah, leave that alone. Leave it alone. Zekrom's probably the same. Leave him alone. Okay, Terapagos is one that could be small enough to be a cute little pet. It's so cute. And this is in its normal form, not its terrestrial or stellar forms, just its normal little turtle form. Oh, it's so little, it's just a foot. Just a foot tall. It's only 14 pounds. So it could be a cute little pet, little lap pet, but I think I'd say like an indoor pet. It would be like a little dog. It's very, very cute. Ho-Oh and Lugia. Yeah, I'm gonna say leave them in the wild. They're kind of big. They're kind of powerful. What are you gonna do with them in your house? Probably not too much. Even if you had a ranch, you probably don't have enough space for them. How big is Chi-Yu? Is Chi-Yu like big enough it could be in a lake? Is Chi-Yu big enough it could be in a pond? It's a fire Pokemon. Oh, Chi-Yu is only 1 foot tall, but it is a dark fire Pokemon. Oh, it's been given life by the envy of those who desired them enough to start wars over them. Okay. Chi-Yu's flames burn at over 5,400 degrees Fahrenheit, allowing it to melt rock and sand to lava. I don't think, despite the fact it's small, I don't think you should have that as a pet. Jianpao. Jianpao is shaped like a pet, like a kitty, but it's also got saber-toothed tiger thing going on. By the hatred of people slain by those who wielded it long ago. Again, maybe leave it alone. All these guys kind of sound like they would suck as pets. To be honest. Zeraora is a little too human. I'm going to put it there right now. The Rude might be too. What else do we got? What else do we got? We got the last couple. We're just going to see these two and see if they're ranch possibilities or leave them alone possibilities. Wo Qian is the slug one. Grudges of people punished for the evil deeds of a king on them long ago. Drain the life force of vegetations in a wide area around it, causing entire forests and fields to instantly become barren. That one may actually be dangerous to life. If it's destroying entire forests, any grass Pokemon would also be hurt by that, so maybe not. Maybe not. And then the last one is Tinglu. Tinglu looks like it could be a ranch Pokemon, but I'm going to have a feeling that I'm not going to like its description. Given life by the fear of humans, while its body form has control over the earth. Create fissures over 160 feet deep just by slowly putting down its head on the ground. It's the least dangerous one, but again, probably should leave it in the wild. You know, it doesn't sound like it would be very... None of these guys sound like they'd be very fun to have as pets because they're made up of bad human emotions. We've got Victini! Victini's cute. I have to check and make sure, you know, he doesn't kill you by being near you or anything like some of these guys do. He's little. He's rabbit-like. Those are both good things. He's only 1 foot tall. Oh, and he brings victory to the Pokemon trainer that befriends it. And it can also become invisible. And and enjoys macarons. Well, if that doesn't sound like a cute pet to have, then I don't know what does. Cuddly lap pet. He's only a foot big. Terapagos also I put in the lap because he's kind of got made of crystal, so he might not be super cuddly. And Marshadow too is a ghosty. Might be a little hard to cuddle. And then last we have Zarude, who I have a feeling is not going to be super cuddly or super pet-like. So let's see. He's an angry monkey baboon mandrill Pokemon. Can heal wounds when wrapped around them and absorb energy from trees. That's not necessarily terrible. The rude vines tear off, become nutrients for the soil of the forest that it lives in. And they're social and live in troops. Oh, they're usually incredibly aggressive and frighten most other Pokemon. That's complicated. I think it sounds like Zarude's gonna live in the forest and keep that forest in good shape and doesn't really like other people, so maybe leave it alone. So here's my list. We have the cuddly lap ones for these guys. They're like the little ones. We have the indoors pet, which are ones that you can't necessarily cuddle or have in your lap, but would be good as indoor pets. Outdoors pets are the ones that, you know, would probably like to live outdoors in a backyard more, but would be nice to have with you. All these ones are only if you have enough space for them to live in, you know, like a ranch or a farm, possibly a lake area. Have a lot of land for these guys. Should be left alone in the wild, should be left to their own devices. These guys, either too big or too essential to the ecology to be taken away from, or would not be very handy to have as a pet. They would probably cause a lot of damage to your house and stuff like that. These ones are actually dangerous to have anywhere near you. You know what, I'm gonna move Regice down here because he'll freeze you if he's too close to you. So yeah. Maybe Kyurem too. Just because being close to them actually freezes you. Dangerous to life, we've got the death Pokemon, the giant extraterrestrial Pokemon that sucks up energy, Heatran, which is extremely hot. Oh, Chio is also extremely hot to be nearby. Necrozma, which like hates everybody. These guys who kill forests, Regice, who's too cold to be near, Kyurem, who's too cold to be near, and Chio, who's too hot to be near. And then we have the ones that are just a little too human that it's a little awkward to call them as pet. Too much human-like intelligence or too much human-like looking. Let me know what you think in the comments. Please like and subscribe. I hope you're having a great day. If you're not having a great day, hope your bad day is over with soon. And we'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye!